This is Patty Dunn with All Done Designs. I have a great vest or blouse, top, whatever you want to call it, that is made from a scarf, one scarf, and it has the sleeves cut out of it. And the cool thing is that you can sew this up and make it look like a top blouse, or you can leave it open as a vest. So I'm going to show you some tricks to making the armhole easy to work with because of this lightweight fabric. And if you do not do it on lightweight, limpy type fabric, you will end up with it not draping. And this is totally supposed to drape. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have some freezer paper. Here's a shiny side. I'm going to fold it in half with the shiny side together. I only use Reynolds freezer paper, and the reason is that the other brands don't stick to the fabric. So don't learn that the hard way like I did. This is my template, which is with the pattern, and you're going to basically trace this so that you have a cutting line, and be sure after you trace it that you put front and back, okay, so that you remember, because there's a little bit of difference in the way the hole sets. I worked very hard to figure out a good hole rather than just a real big circle. This one seems to work really very well. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this out, and I'm not going to cut them apart. This is still folded, and the reason I'm folding it is so that I have a left and a right. If you put two pieces of paper the same way up, the shiny side down, both of them, you'll end up with two rights or two lefts. So be sure and put them together like that. And then I'm just going to cut just a big, slice in the middle, and I'm going to cut this whole thing out all the way around, and then I will cut down the side, and I'll have two pieces, and they will look like this right here. They will look like this, and you can fuse these a couple of times. I've already fused this one once, so I know it's probably gonna not fuse. Maybe one more time is probably gonna be it. Okay, so now I want to figure out where I want these openings on my vest, and so I'm going to measure myself. Actually, someone would probably need to help you. And what you want to do is get your back width, and you want to take it from where your sleeve would end up to be on either side. So the seam, the sleeve seam. So you get that measurement. It's probably about maybe 3 inches down. Take your widest part of your back. And so mine is 14, and so I'm going to take 1 inch less, and I'm going to mark on my scarf here. So I have folded this in half, so I only have to work with 1/2 because I have to find the center, and then it's easier to find the center by the fold. And so with 13 inches, I'm going to be 6.5 inches from the fold. And so I'm going to just dab a pin right there so that I know how far that is over. And then it depends on how much you want around your neck. I tend to not want more than 4 inches down. This is what's going to come around the back of your neck. So if you have a little bit too much, it may bulge in the back or get bulky, and so don't probably put more than 4 inches above there. And so now I'm going to stab this also. Now, because I took about an inch away from my total back, I'm gonna be okay with just setting this up and making sure that, actually I need to bring myself over here just a little bit to find the height. And the reason is because that circle is gonna go there, okay? And so then I want to line up this back part, okay? And basically, just you're going to be fine. You're close. Okay, so now I'm going to take my iron. Hopefully my iron is hot. Oh, and remember that this is the front, this is the back. The back will be the fold. So you want to be sure that you do that. Okay, now I'm going to take and I'm going to press this freezer paper on here. I'm going to remove that pin so that I don't make a snag in the fabric. And so I'm going to make sure that my pattern is straight up at the top across here. That needs to be straight. And so I have a good straight. So that would be sort of maybe measuring either side. Okay, so now I want to do the other side. So I'm just going to put a pin at the top and put a pin at the back. Right there. Flip it over. Well, flip it over. And now I'm going to place my other piece, shiny side down. Shiny side down, that's important. That's the part that's fusing. And this will pull away really nice and it won't snag the fabric. If you use anything else, you're going to have a little bit of an issue with it being too sticky for the fabric. I've tried stabilizers, but there is an awful lot of kind of glue to it, even if they're the ones that you can, pull away. I found that freezer paper really works the best. Okay, so now there is my first step. Okay, so I have both sides done like this, and now I'm going to go to the sewing machine. I'm going to show you the next step.